Hi there. I'm seeing that we have a few minutes of sunshine here. Very rare these days on this trail. And so I thought I'd give you a little bit of an overview of what a campsite looks like at the Great Ocean Walk. This is Ryan's Den hike-in campsite. You can see right here from the sign that as you arrive, you're given a map that shows you exactly where all the campsites are. All of these have been reserved in advance, which I did on the Victoria Park Service website. So I reserved all 7 nights of camping here in the park. I chose tonight space number 1, which is actually right over here. And you can see there's quite a little bit of a steep incline that goes down this way, but it goes into a nice little shaded area with a platform and, of course, the tent. Now, the reason that I chose this one is not for the view, though I can see the ocean a little bit just beyond these trees here, but it's mostly because it's got nice tree cover, which will help with the rain that we have every single night. And it's also fairly easy to get to the beginning of the trailhead once again. These days, I'm not really interested in adding too many kilometers to my walk, so I prefer to be close to the entrance of the hike so that I can continue tomorrow without too much ado. The other reason I chose this is because of the shelter. This is the shelter. You've seen me actually on some other videos in the shelter, and it looks like this. I am the only one in most of these parks these days, although on 2 different occasions there was other guests in the park. But the last several nights I've been by myself, so I've confiscated the shelter all to myself. I have clothes here drying after a day of rain and sweat, my backpack, stuff laid out here, and my jackets. And then, of course, there's the ever-present map of the Great Ocean Walk. Now, if we continue on, I'll also show you each one of the sites actually contains both water, which comes from a rainwater collection bin, which I think is terrific. It is right here in this particular site. Now you'll also notice that it says, untreated creek water, do not drink. So this one comes both from the creek as well as from rain. Comes through that spout right there. I have a purifying pump, which I'll use to pump water out, and that prevents anything like Giardia or other bacteria that can get into a rain collection facility. And then I use that for my drinking water and for cooking, for tea, etc. The other thing is that every one of the sites contains a restroom, which is also exceptionally good. Now, it's nothing fancy, but I have to say that as outhouses go, this is quite a nice one. All of them have been pretty much the same. Wooden shelters, lots of signs about this being a composting toilet, and then there it is in all of its glory. Now, one of the great things about the Park Service doing this is it really reduces the amount of human waste that's in the park, which also attracts all kinds of unpleasant animals, as well as dirties the park with toilet paper and other things that unappreciative guests leave around the park. Instead, they collect all of the waste down below, and it uses a composting mechanism to return it back to nature. So, hope you enjoyed my little survey of Ryan's Den hike-in site, and now it's off to make some tea.